Oh, buddy, we're in for a wild one. We're in for a wild one. We're in for a good one. So, boys, we got us another Division stream here, okay? We're level 7. I ended up playing, I think, 30 minutes today by myself without you guys. Figured out something new. I'm gonna go ahead and share that with the homies here, and just let it be known, okay? Let it be known that. Let it be known that this game also, for some reason, what's up, bro? This game also, for some reason, does not want to save my system settings. Yeah, the first division, bro. This is the first one. Day 2 right now. Alright? I was like, you know what? Let's change it up a little bit. Let's play something. Let's get into something a little different, dude. So here we are. Alright? Sarah and I just got done. I made us some hamburger helper. And, oh, it also wants to let me know every time I re-get into the game, it retells me all the tooltips every time I get into the game for some reason. So, I don't know why it does that. Dialogue boxes, game language, for some freaking reason, guys, every time I enter this video game, it does not save my settings. So, user interface, dual monitor, offsetting the user's left or the right. That's weird. Enlarge text, anchor UI. I can change where my UI is. XP's horizontal or vertical. Wow, I didn't know this was in this game actually. That's actually crazy. Help. I want all the help tips to just be shut off, if possible, because they literally pop up every time I re-enter the game for some reason.
You want a challenge?
Readings indicate this area is safe.
It's because it is safe, boys. It is safe. Half Sword is only 2.5 gigs, takes less than 5 minutes to install and start the game. I'm not playing Half Sword right now, bro. I do actually have it in my library, though. So I have taken the step to get Half Sword, but I have not finalized the Half Sword. So ain't gotta worry about that one, buddy. Turn all the HUD off. We need full immersion. Yeah, I'm gonna be blind, bro. I'll be absolutely blind to this video game.
What's the problem? You need lymphatic tissue.
Full immersion, no HUD. Dude, you know what? I just need to turn me off, honestly, boys.
Well, what can I show you?
I think I just unlocked the security wing. Talk to Roy. Where's Roy at?
You be careful out there, all right?
Come on over. Captain Benitez even found some fresh coffee.
I want to know how that is, actually. I just rescued this homie, by the way.
What we're responsible for is Midtown to Lower Manhattan, mainly because nobody can get off of this island right now, including us. And the biggest
Manhattan's
problem we
on
have
an
is
island?
manpower or lack thereof. Right now, we got criminal elements occupying and controlling most of these neighborhoods.
There's
Rikers,
people everywhere up in
cleaners,
this mess, boys.
Street gangs.
Yeah, I don't have enough people to secure a block, much less maintain order and safety, so basically these assholes are running around taking whatever they want and killing whoever they want because we got nobody to stop them.
Which means we get the task of cleaning up these neighborhoods. So
It
we
sure
can at least
is?
get
I didn't know
food and
that.
medical aid to the residents.
I don't know.
Oh, Starbucks ad?
I mean, an area this size,
No.
this many bad guys, I don't think you people can handle it alone. I mean, no offense. I just don't like the idea of throwing you to the wolves.
Captain, we are the wolves.
Right, well, then maybe you can convince the division to send more of your guys.
For the time being, what you see is what you get.
I can't believe I'm begging the
Going
feds
back in
to
here?
take over my city.
Any intel we receive, you'll be the first to know. Good luck.
You'll need it.
I had to get Sheik in here, boys. She's out there chilling by herself. We ain't in it. We ain't in it. All right, we unlocked the security guy. That means we'll get new additional things. Each wing has 10 upgrades. Optional is what it says. We're gonna unlock all of them, obviously.
This is great. With this stuff
What does this give
installed,
me?
we can really take care of business.
Bonus XP,
You done
but
good,
which
kid.
one? Extra XP for all activities does not include Dark Zone. Okay, this is the one we actually wanted, so that's good. And then whatever this other buff is, or whatever this is, let's double down, check, and see what we got here. I can't get Gunsmith for some reason. It says 400. We have the amount, but it won't let us get that right now. Perk rewards. Collect items. Scavenger. Collecting items from the scavenger box every 12 hours, so we get additional perks from it. Increases duration. Are these passive perks, or are these legit things? You know what I mean? To not... Whoa! Headshots on hostiles have a 50% chance to not consume a bullet. That's crazy. Canine unit. But I don't know what some of these other... Situation room. I should probably get these ones that actually unlock... Oh, it says requirements situation room. So that requires the situation. That requires armory. Armory doesn't say it requires anything. But I can't unlock... When does the multiplayer start? Hopefully in a sec, because I'm going to try to get in a squad and start cleaning up the city with a squad of people. Like, I can queue for harder content with people, and every single one of these that we do, headshot a hostile to pulse them for 10 seconds. That's pretty cool. Every one of these we do, we get an additional, there's an additional difficulty to it. And I figured that out today, actually.
Now we're cooking with gas. You are hereby officially my go-to agent for classing to join up.
Dude, Warface is old as mess, bro.
Sweet.
I
Looks
completely
like we got
forgot
ourselves
about
a regular
that.
situation room. We can plan ops for all of Midtown from here.
Warface is old, bro. Freaking old.
Sweet. Indoor shooting range. This'll help us get our new guys up to speed faster.
I believe it. And I'm not trying to, like, speedrun the game, obviously. But we're definitely going to just start cooking and just wiping missions out. Like, okay, this one right here.
Was a success.
Right? I'll hold G. Change difficulty to hard, because we're only going to play this crap on hard.
Boss, we confirmed phase
And
one
then
was
if I
a
tap
success.
G, I'll go to matchmaking. Doubtful we're going to find anybody,
Boss,
but
we
I'll queue up
confirmed phase
for it.
one was a success. Repeat, phase one.
While that's going, I'm going to go grab this survival guide
Hey,
on the
what you
side,
need?
boys. Just so we can double down
See you soon.
and get both rolling. One talent not assigned. I didn't realize I have a talent point right now, boys. Man, I had to
Are exiting the
look.
safe area.
See, it's telling me to do matchmaking tutorial now. Do you want to do matchmaking now? No. We're doing it for mission specific things.
Boss,
if people
we
want to
confirmed
join
phase
in
one
the
was
first
a
place.
success. Repeat.
Puppy, you want up here? You want up here? You can come up here, but you can't. You want up here? Oh, you went out? Wow, that's okay. Go ahead. Just keep going. Yeah, so like I'm not too twisted on actually like speedrunning it and fast leveling through the game. If we get to certain thresholds and points to where that's gonna happen, cool, but I'm not trying to speedrun. Also, I don't even have the stats for some of these additional requirements for these bonuses. Like, using a skill increases crit hit chance by 7.5% for 15 seconds. That's dope, but we don't have that for this shotgun. So I'm not even going to be able to reap the benefits of this thing. I'm probably just going to dismantle that, and the same thing with all the rest of these. But I'll just mark them all as junk right now because I'm not going to use these things. My police M4 and same thing with my Scar right now are just absolute animals in comparison to some of these other guns. What is this? Can I use this on my rifle? I think I can. Let me go and apply this mod to this rifle real quick, boys. Quick release, quick reload. Faster reload by 4%. We're going to put that on. But today, I ended up having to do obviously some more IRL stuff. Check it in. You know, log into it. But, oh, whoa, wait a sec. What are these? Talents? I can have one of these. These are passive talents right now. Kill a hostile with a sidearm to receive 30 rounds in the primary. No. Increase blinds. Pressing fire increases headshot damage. Suppress a hostile to increase. That's actually pretty big. We're going to do this one, though, right here. 50% chance to not consume a bullet. That'll be huge with our sniper right now. Security. More on that, boys. But we need to get our additional... Wait, reinforces a cover, increases weapon performance and damage mitigation for all enemies behind. Last 30 seconds. Accuracy. This one's kind of mid. I'm not a fan of that. What's mastery of it? Extends the effectiveness. I want this. This is what I want. We need to get the tech room so I can get the gun. The turret equivalent, boys, because having this additional, what's that? Active sensor increases turret's damage and pulse targets for ability. Nah. This is what we need. Come on, man. Do you need to review and read every single little thing? No, I don't need to, but hear me out, okay? I need to know that there's specific things in each one of these that are going to be beneficial for us, and I have to have an idea of like what I'm going to go into, what I'm going to focus on. And if I just go in there and freaking wiener whip it out, dude, and just start wow, what's that going to do for us? Yeah. Why did you ask? You did that to yourself, buddy. You did that to your freaking self. We got matchmaking in progress. A whole lot of nada is happening right now, matchmaking-wise, because we're such a low level to it, probably. And this game's pop is probably not very big. By the way, boys, we've got two things going on right here. I worked on the server for a little bit today. I talked to my brother. And I'm either going to get a Valheim server going or a Minecraft server. And I've said this before, but the Minecraft server, if we go Minecraft, we're going to do a modded Minecraft server. And it's called All the Mods 9 is what it's called. And basically what All the Mods 9 is a conglomerate of like 400 and some mods. And I need 16 gigs of RAM on the server computer to be able to run it, in which I didn't know that. 16 gigs of RAM on the server computer. I need a solid processor. I need, I think, 20 gigs of storage on the computer itself, which that's nothing. How's that different thing? Of course, a different thing. Minecraft server? What do you... As in, like, of course it's a Minecraft server? Like, of course you're picking a Minecraft server? I don't get it. I'm missing something here, bro.
Agent, we, meaning Dr.
Oh, of course
Candle,
it's difficult.
need
Of
you
course
to
it's
secure
Minecraft
the
server.
Hudson
Yeah.
Rail Yards area. The yards have become
And it's a
intense
modded
for the
Minecraft. A regular
destitute
Minecraft
and
server
desperate. The
only
people
needs like
forced out
4 to
every
6
place
gigs of
else
RAM,
end up
dude.
here. What we're looking for is blood samples from those refugees. Clean ones, sick ones, and...
It needs a whole lot of nothing, dude.
I want to stress to you the vital importance of safeguarding any
But
civilians
the
you
modern
may come
Minecraft
across.
server needs
The map
noticeably
says
more
some of those people must
performance,
have
bro.
survived the
And
Guerrilla
hey, right
flu.
there's the computer.
That means they've got antibodies to it that
Feels
I
good.
need to have a hope in hell of fighting this thing. And the ones who are just sick, having
What
a
is this?
broader genetic diversity of virus samples will help us track the virus's rate of mutation, which is a long way to say, keep those people alive until I get what I need from them. Got that? Great.
What is this,
Active
dude?
echo beacon detected.
That's nasty. God, I think I'm gonna be sick. Hey, it's this or nothing.
We're doing that weird database thing where like we view over. Oh, look at the hearts! Wow. On a Minecraft server, you can grab the IPs of the people that connect to it. Honestly, I don't know. I'm assuming you can. One sec, bro. Boys. Oh, look at that. Oh, dude. I wasn't paying attention, boys. I was not paying attention. I'm getting cooked for it. Literally cooked for it. I'm assuming, honestly, I'm assuming I can. I don't want anybody's IPs, but I'm assuming I can do that. I mean, honestly, the biggest thing for me is just like. Plus, I'm gonna have to figure out security-wise on it too, because obviously we don't want random people being able to like breach my freaking system, dude. Some people are freaking d-bags like that, dude. The moment I post a server up, they're gonna freaking try to DDoS me or something stupid. Like, they're gonna try to ruin something good. So I'm gonna have to figure out what exactly I'm gonna have to do. I'll probably like start off by just making it like. Obviously, we'll make it just followers, and I'll have like the info in Discord and stuff like that. So people will have to go out of their way for starters. You know what I mean? To be able to actually get into the server, people are gonna have to go out of their way a little bit, because if I just make it like public to my YouTube channel, it's gonna be an absolute friggin' shiza show, dude. For example, on a live service, not possible for client side, but for private client, you can grab even on a client account. Really? Oh, come on, dude. Oh, one sec, boys. So, if I play on SinFizzy's server, I can grab SinFizzy's IP. Everybody else that uses it. Well, I'll have to definitely figure out something to do about that then, because that's again, I want everybody to be able to enjoy this, but I definitely know there's different things that people can exploit to take information from each other
if you
or
wanted to
me,
eradicate every
right?
last vestige of detectable virus, where would you go? Wherever the biggest concentrations are. Refugee camps, shanty towns. Jesus, you don't think they'd... Draconian solution, but highly effective.
And that's something that
Sure,
I'm going to talk to
if
my
you're a
brother about too,
genocidal
because
maniac.
he
You ever wonder if we
he
even
digs
deserve to survive
deep,
this thing?
boys. He's dug deep into the servers.
Every day, Doctor. Every day.
We got boomies everywhere,
Good luck,
boys.
agents.
Oh, sheet, dog. Hold V. Energy bars remove status effects? I didn't know that. Really? We'll have to figure out what the best course of action is for it, because I know this is going to be a learning curve. And okay. And again, I want everybody to be able to have a good time and have something cool that they can use and do. That's part of the reason why I put together a server computer on top of just for fun, right? But somebody's going to ruin it, dude. It doesn't matter what happens. Somebody's going to try to ruin it. So I've got to try my best to prevent that. And I guess this is also like part of what doing game developers go through too, right?
You hear that, Agent?
Like
You're walking into the
cool
teeth of
stuff
it
gets
now.
made,
Don't forget what
and
I
there's
said about
always
keeping
someone
any
to
infected refugees
go
alive.
and.
I mean, obviously you're gonna try and keep them all alive, but I need those viruses.
Hey,
I
feels
really
good,
need
bro.
viable antibody samples
You had to
from
mow too?
survivors. So keep them extra alive.
I feel for you, bro.
guess. You know what I'm saying. I'm going back to work now. Candle out.
is that server going to have some port exposed to the web? I honestly don't have that information. And that's bad to say, but I don't have that information, and I need that information. So I'll check on that too. There is a different Docker container that I can download that's specifically made for managing multiple Minecraft servers on like a huge scale. Like people who make and manage them on huge scales. I think you should not post info of the on an insecure medium like Discord. If I do any of it, then I'm going to have to figure out a way to counterbalance it, right? Because, like, obviously I want everybody to be able to have a good time and enjoy themselves, right, bro? Like, right, boys? But how do I do that while also not, yeah, screwing myself, for instance? But, like I said, there is, like, a Docker container of people who have this software for managing Minecraft servers specifically, okay? And if I can figure... If that software has a preventative to that, then I'll go in and look about downloading that and use that. But, from my understanding, that software only works for, God. Non-relation emails that I can use for Discord and YouTube, etc. It's all about layers. Oh, yeah, that's... This dude is really screwing me up. That's even more problematic, right? Like, I don't know how these big servers and things like that deal with DDoSing, or like how to skew their main IP and go through like separate.
Warning.
I have no
Chemical
idea how to
signature
do
of
any of it,
explosives
boys.
detected.
I really don't.
Confirmed. It's Napalm B, all right. With that much capacity, they must be planning to burn out the whole damn yard. And when they do, they're gonna kill every last refugee in that shanty town. We need that tank
Can you
moved
start the
somewhere
server?
safe.
Hit me up so I can hack SinFizzy. Let's go. Come on, dude. How you gonna hack me right off the freaking rip, bro? At least give us a little time, dude. Fid wanted to ride the molar, only made it through half the front yard, so I have to finish. I'm honestly surprised Finn stayed as long as he did. That's the big boss, boys. One sec, boys. I'm locked in. By the way, this is apparently on hard difficulty. I'm cooking these guys right now. Oh, I almost shot the civilian. Whoopsie! Who else is shooting at me? I think it's just that one guy. He's trying to shoot at me with a shotgun from across the freaking world, boys. I can't hit this guy, though. Sheesh. I think that's everybody. Let me just... Alright, his turret died. That should be everybody. Plus, I'm going to pull up specs and stuff on it as well, because I think that, like I said, I think that'd be really cool to stream something like that. Like, have everybody on stream come in and play, too. Boys, that would actually be so fun. And if we can't do it, if somebody ruins it, we'll figure out a different solution. We'll figure out something else, right? Reach the crane. We'll figure out something else. Alright, time out. I mean, I'm here. There's homies everywhere up in here, boys. Look at this. Someone grabs IPs and stuff, it's GG. God, dude. All right, I'm gonna have to really dig into it then, because that's the last thing we want to happen, bro. I'm glad that you're bringing this to my attention, because it may just have to be. We may have to do something like, hey, if I have to do everybody who is just like main homies and like VIP followers or whatever, like subbed people, then I'll do that, because we can't be having, bro. We can't have freaking homies all ruining this crap. If I have to... You mean MAC, like both IPs and MAC addresses?
Okay, Agent. As soon as you lock the situation down, I've got a joint Sarah JTF strike force ready to move in.
Max and
we'll
IPs,
take samples
dude?
from as many refugees as they can find. Medical personnel?
Alright, we got a boss up there.
EMTs in the mix, Doctor? Yes.
3 found. We got somebody over there.
As in only 2? The rest are first aid certified. They know how to tap a vein. Get going, Agent. Without contaminating the samples, I assume. Or infecting themselves. Yes.
I'll
take your word for it. Thank you, Doctor.
Dude, for
Get
real?
moving, Agent. This is Dr. Candle. Sampling team, can you hear me?
Patel here. Go ahead, Doctor.
Oh, Lieutenant, good. Listen.
Dude, this is literally probably the only way I can play this game properly is by running sniper, because this stuff is not...
State of health on a 10-point scale, then label and group the samples according to... Excuse me, Doctor, but maybe this could wait until we get confirmation the op is actually complete. You saying you don't have faith in your agent? Just focusing on the task at hand. Lieutenant, we'll radio the doctor as soon as the area is secured.
Yes, ma'am. Doctor, we'll get it all worked out.
I hope so. It's only the
Gee
survival of the human
willikers,
species we're
sir.
talking
I'm
about.
so proud of you. Wow.
Copy that, Doc. Patel out.
Wow, sir, wow.
Dude, you know what my reaction Andy's have been wanting me to do is to react to, is to freaking react to, Rush E3. Like, I've got a list of reaction videos that these fools have been wanting me to react to. Two, three, four people found.
It's too late for these people.
Can I go over there?
They're
I'm
dead,
going over here,
every
boys.
one of them. But it's not too late for us. If we do what we gotta do.
Oh, come on,
too late
dude.
for the rest of the country.
Boys, maybe we should do some reaction content as well tonight. We gotta bolster our subs, boys. We need to react. We need to react to some game trailers too. Like in between matches. Oh, shoot! I almost died there, boys. Neutralize area? What do I got left? Oh, we got another one of these homies. Is that the big boy? Okay, boys. We're not in a good spot right now. This is not ideal. Give me a sec. Give me a sec. You just want me to play a little bit? Alright, alright, alright. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what, dude. We'll play that video game tomorrow. How about that? You got me. You got me. Your persistency got me. We'll play that tomorrow. Not NVIDIA or AMD bullcrap, just game. Alright, alright, alright. You got me, dude. Lasered in. Tomorrow? Tomorrow, we're playing it. About to have a whole lot of nothing here in a sec. There's 5 left? That's not good, boys. I'm gonna keep it real. That's not ideal. I'm getting cooked right now. I need my health to come back here. Are you twisting me, dude? Who else is shooting me right now? Who? Martinez? Oh, great. He's got another one. Great, boys. Just great. I'm gonna have to use this, dude. Otherwise, I'm probably gonna die. Cooked. Martinez down, boys. So you heard it here first, boys. Half sword. We're gonna beat the mess out of that game in one night. We're gonna speed run it, dude. One night, and Mal's gonna be like, "Oh my god, dude, Fizzy, you're so good. Wow. Fizzy, you're clean. Fizzy, you're ooh, Fizzy, you're so clean." I have just the old image, by the way, for that. Why isn't this working? There we go.
Agent, if you can find the crane controls, drop that tank someplace safe.
I don't even know if it's worth. Oh my god, dude, Sin, you so clean. Ooh, you so good. See, dude. Ooh. Don't butter me up yet, dude. I gotta make sure I'm actually good at this video game. That video game tomorrow. I'm not playing, dude. We're going to launch it live on stream, first time. Like you said, it's a whole lot of nothing storage-wise for it. Or like, how long it'll take me to download. I'll probably download that thing dang near instantly, dude.
That should do it, Agent. Solid work. Yes, good work. Now, sample team.
Ooh, look at that. We got a,
Like I was saying, I'm gonna need those blood samples labeled and organized so we can track
I
corroborating
need 8
factors.
tech, though. Increases,
Let's move
that's
this
huge,
discussion
dude.
to a
We
different
need
channel
that.
so we don't bore the agent.
One sec. Let me strip the weapon down because I need the attachments. Then we're gonna add different mods to this so I can have a little bit better, a little bit extra umph on here, boys. Accuracy, I can't use that. I can use crit hit damage is better. We want that extra dabblage, boys. Magazine size, remove from scar. No. We'll leave as is. I have new different sights. We'll put the optic on. And we'll put Twilight on. Alright, there we go. We're good.
Hey,
we're good, boys.
The comparative data you secured from the train yard. I mean,
Premier,
those refugees,
dude,
of
oh
course.
my gosh, bro.
It gave us something to think about. There's another report in the database for you to look at.
Bro, we went through this. I don't know how to translate that, buddy. It won't even let me translate it. I don't know. You gotta stop speaking another goddamn language for me, bro. I'm too much of an ape for that. I barely can speak English. What do you mean it makes no sense? Then why are you saying it in friggin' Portuguese or whatever the mess you're speaking? Look. Alright, this is America, buddy. This is the land of everything gets hyperly inflated and taxed, and we get freaking screwed as we deport people, okay? You gotta choose your language, you gotta choose the language properly, okay? We speak English around these parts.
And these forced relocations, this dark zone, what is the...
I don't even think I can do the dark zone in this game because I think... Here, let's go to the safe house real quick. I don't think I can do the dark zone because I don't think we have enough people to even do the dark zone in this video game. Okay. Dang straight, dude. Hey. For real, though? Only Rosie O'Donnell? Dude, that's a freaking flashback. Dude, is that woman even alive still? Do we know if that woman's alive?
Yeah, you want this.
Again, I've already gotten all these messages, boys. They just keep re-messaging me. Re-popping messages on me. Oh, dude, look, it's a coffee shop.
You got to sit around eating bonbons, watching people you loved wither and die and get wrapped in hefty bags and dumped in a mass grave with no funeral or gravestone or nothing. Yeah.
Agent, it's great to meet
Come
you.
check this out.
And I'm sure you feel the same about me.
Alright, it's updating me on the board.
You've probably seen me on television in my legendary role as a special agent on everyone's favorite continuing daytime drama. So I can totally relate to what you're going through. I'll be sending out the intel about our hotspots.
Okay. Anyways, Sin is gonna win so much that Sin is gonna get tired of winning. Dude, you're really buttering me up, bro. I'm gonna keep it real. I actually kind of cook in those games. The last game that I played, I'd say like that or similar to that. I'm assuming is like Mordau. Even though I know the physics system in that game, like you're kind of wobbly bodied in that game. Watching on my computer at work, so I might not see comments. Oh, dude, you're good. Don't even worry about it. You just, hey, you do you, bro. The fact that you even got me popped up in the first place, I'm all for it. No. Turn off the lights. Turn off the lights. What does that mean? At work? Turn off the lights at work?
Agent, we've got a supply crate down that needs some attention before someone else finds it. We can do this.
Wait, they're wanting me to find this agent, or they want me to go get that supply crate? I've got hostage situation and supply crates. You know, I was thinking, I think the problem with games like this, too, is that you're going to get your big player hit usually at the beginning of these games, right? And here, one sec. I got COVID and the doctors examined my DNA, but they found USA. So it's kind of like one of those things where, like, right when they scanned your DNA, bro, it was just a bald eagle. Like, they scanned you and a bald eagle came up. That's pretty American, dude. I'm proud of you.
Warning.
So you got a bald eagle, and then you got a border around the bald eagle, dude. My hand's a little. It's not a problem. Something is big, dude.
Warning. Supplies taking fire.
Hey, when you're comparing it to something big, buddy, of course you're gonna have some little mitts, boy. What are these apes doing? Did I ever say sorry for what?
Warning. Incoming hostiles.
What the heck are you talking about? For having little hands or comparing it to something big?
Gas in!
Where's my suit? Dude, I am the suits. Get that twisted. I am the suits. I've got the suit.
Warning.
Oh, we hit 8, boys. We hit level 8. Oh, you know what else, too? Heck no, I don't own a suit. I should probably own a suit.
Warning. Supplies taking fire.
How am I supposed to get there? See, this is one of the other problems that I ran into with one of the other supply missions. Is they don't give you enough time to get to different locations.
Warning. Incoming hostiles.
To get to all the locations before the supply drops and stuff happen. It's kind of whack, to be honest with you. You know what we're going to do? I thought about it. We're going to... You know what I used to do, boys? Is I used to actually, like, post up.
Just like I myself recovered some endangered supplies in Season 3. Maybe later on you could put in a word with
I used to
Castle.
post up and put reaction content and stuff like that, or put content on, like the top right, for instance, so we could watch podcasts and YouTube videos and stuff with each other while actually... That's what we're going to do. This hurricane was very big. Wet in terms of water. That's usually how hurricanes are, bro. So that's what I'm gonna do, boys. I'm gonna get a podcast on the right side, and we're gonna listen to Friends per Second podcast while we're playing this. I'm gonna put it in the top right corner so we have something else to listen to and watch, and like commentate on. Because have you guys ever listened to Friends per Second podcast? It has a Skill Up in it, and Jake Baldino, and I can't remember what the other girl's name is. And then they usually have like special guests and stuff. It's like my go-to gamer like podcast when they talk about. Oh, is this homie sick? You sick, bro? Need an energy bar? I got you, G.
JTF dispatch requesting backup. Multiple hostages reported at an electronics store on 11th. Priority 1. Repeat, priority 1.
Just let me go and no
That was easy cleanup, boys.
Warning.
Is that all of them?
Hostile presence detected.
And I just disoriented myself. Get what baby? Dude, where's the baby at? I see no babes, dude. Little babes. Little babers. Dude, we're literally just gonna walk through this game at this point. Dude, all these people we're freaking cooking all of them. Hostage key? Where are they at? Oh, they're in the back? I gotta get loot first, boys. We can't be getting the hostage key without getting all the loot first. By the way, boys, I applied for some new jobs. Fingers crossed I get something.
Thanks for coming through, Agent.
Look out, G's. I gotta get the loot in here. I applied for a few different tech positions. And I also applied for... Wait, what's this? What? The patent survived? Dude, what are you smoking right now, bro? I don't know what the mess you're talking about.
Some innocent people are being attacked by someone called Wildchild. I need you to intervene.
I don't remember more brain damage sentences from Trump. Wait, those are Trump sentences?
Let me know.
Is that Trump or Biden, bro? Because apparently Biden's got some friggin' papaws loose up in there, dude. I know, dude, I know they both do, though, to be quite honest with you. Like, so... I mean, that could go either way. Here, while that's going, I'm gonna go ahead and prep up, dude, so we get... No way, you voted Trump. I ain't vote for Jack, bro. I'm gonna keep it real, guys. I don't... Your boy's not doing the voting thing. I'm absolutely not, dude. I'm not voting. I don't do that. I don't do that stuff. I just don't, honestly, I don't know enough about it. I know people will get twisted, like, that's your American right and stuff like that. Do you want, here's some, and here's like a double standard thing too, boys, for people. Is they're like, oh, that's your American right, you should be voting, blah, blah, blah. Okay. You say that? Bull crap, you voted Trump? I never voted? Yeah. Exactly. See, Denny didn't either. Is I didn't vote. I didn't vote and don't vote because I have absolutely no freaking clue what's going on. I don't. I literally don't know what's going on, boys. So, tell me this, boys. Would you rather have an ape like me who has no idea what's going on voting? Or would you rather have someone... Or would you rather me not vote? You know what I mean? That's where I'm at. That's my personal beliefs on the matter, boys. One sec. Display capture 2. One sec. Automatic. I don't know which one's which. I think it's this one. Okay, it is this one.
That's it?
What? You know what I'm saying, boys? Like, that's where I'm at. I prefer Apesin playing... By the way, I did hear the Freddy and Flip. Like, what the... What? What's up, Cheeto? Good to see you, bro. Here, I'm trying to fix this up real quick, boys. So we can actually like watch a podcast together while we're playing. Okay, I'm trying to fix our podcast view right here. Display to podcast right. This is friends per second podcast, by the way, boys.
Nothing to eat in there.
Yeah, we're gonna watch we're gonna listen to a podcast while we're chilling, boys. I'm probably gonna get copyrighted for
coming at you with a special episode here. We got a lot to dive into. It's been a busy week. Like, there's just been so much stuff to talk about.
A lot.
So this video, we have a lot to talk about with Marathon, but
yeah,
keep your eyes peeled.
Should I explode my laptop and try to play Warzone? Dude, always.
Stuff. Because they're
always blow up laptop.
We had to break it up.
Yeah.
Today
oh, they're talking about Marathon, boys.
Marathon.
That's going to be interesting because
I'm joined by Ralph, aka Skillup, Lucy James.
Marathon, hey, Marathon interests me a lot, boys. I'm not going to lie. I'm really about Marathon.
Hello, going well. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Podcast Goblin, for coming out of the basement for us.
I was gonna make a goblin noise, and my brain went woof. And also, maybe not woof.
Dude, I'm excited for it, by the way, boys. I'm very excited for Marathon.
The first time we figured out is that when we saw him.
I'm not going to play Flip from Mr. Sin at the moment. This is individual had a cognitive dissonance. What are you talking about?
I don't remember. Okay.
It was a nice surprise. So yeah, so we traveled to Bellevue, Washington.
I'm done. Honestly, Arc Raiders, and maybe it's just because I'm an Embark fan, as it is.
We really wanted to know
I'm
what the deal was
really
with
interested
Bungie's next game. What the hell is it? So we're gonna get into that.
In playing Arc
We also
Raiders.
have a interview with the director of the game.
It looks better than I think it looks better than Marathon, by the way.
Up front, before we roll that interview.
Again, it's the third person. Also, I really like third person
announcements
as
are
well,
dropping
but
right now,
it looks
so
better than
just
looks
a
better
top
than
level,
Marathon.
like, what is Marathon? I think if anybody I want to hear like the elevator pitch from, it's Ralph.
Sure. Yeah, so you know, Marathon is a straight up extraction shooter. And I think that
and kind of give me your insight on Marathon, by the way, boys. Arc Raiders mid.
You know, we knew it was going to be an extraction shooter. Bungie were very clear about that,
to be fair, none of us know what exactly it is or what it's going to be.
Like, okay,
but very interested either way.
I need you to intervene.
Do just an extraction shooter. Like, they're going to have their own thing on it that like makes it whatever and yada yada. And like they're going to, you know, because that's a genre that is very ripe for a spin that is more welcoming to new players.
Halo's Sword is third person, but you can also do first. Third person. I want Marathon, but it also going to explode my PC. I'm on the other end of it. Marathon looks like it's built for anybody's PC.
In this discussion.
So you should be able to play that more than Arc.
Like, Marathon is still a ways off in terms of its actual release in September. And then I suspect it's actually a ways off before it really starts to hit its stride as a Bungie shooter. Okay? But in the meantime, right now, it is a pretty straight up and down extraction shooter. You drop on a map with 2 other people.
I don't know how I like this, dude.
It's all grouped. It's all like
Alpine 1 engine, pretty true.
Other teams are dropped on the map at the same time. You have to, you know.
I don't know how I feel about that, boys. I'm not that good. Like, I don't like the aiming with that weapon.
Collect resources. While you're doing that, you're also fighting some AI NPCs who are quite challenging, actually, and we'll talk more about them. They're kind of a highlight, actually. And at the same time, you're also fighting other players who are trying to steal your loot from you. You know, if you're able to grab a whole bunch of loot and weapons and then successfully extract, fantastic.
I'm going to turn it down a little bit while they're talking about Marathon specifically, and we're going to go back and forth with it.
That you
okay?
Took with you. There's no like butthole protection. You can't put a special item somewhere to keep it safe. You lose it. If you die, you lose everything. You know what I mean?
Which I like that. I like that aspect. That's part of the reason why I like that.
Exactly right, dude. So Yeah, that's
I really want to try
what it
Warzone,
is.
but Unreal
In addition
Engine
to that, there's some
takes too much
story
space
stuff,
in the and.
but I'll be
There's a framework of the story.
Yeah. That's too much, bro.
There's a plan. There's a
That is
hint
too
of a
much.
plan.
Concepts of a plan, yeah.
Concepts of a plan.
Jesus.
And you know the thing. Let's run it back for a sec, boys, because on that, the finals takes up a total of like 40 gigs, right? Something like that. The reason why. Most optimized game ever. Jesus, dude. Absolute garbage, dude. The Duty. I'm sorry, dude. The Gooby. The Gooby. The Duty got some garbage optimization, boys. But that.
This city's going to hell.
This dude literally just ran up on me. $51 gigs is nothing, dude. And nowadays, and I use that as example too. Is like the finals isn't crazy when it comes to like total space. But I literally went and clicked the Duty, and it said 200. When it said like 260 gigs for my PC, dude. I don't know why, but it's absolutely ridiculous, dude. I'm not cooked. Yeah, why play The Division? Do you even like this game? Do I like it? Yeah, dude. I'm actually enjoying this game. Like, and this is one of those games where I feel like I can come in, I can get it both knocked off my list of games to play, and I like. Jeez, dude, I'm probably gonna die here. I like being able to just go in and feel like I'm progressing in some way. I have some sort of like additional side progression, dude, going on here. I may die here if I don't. I gotta get my health back, boys. Good lord, bro. How many bullets you got, buddy? I just tried to 1v1 him like an absolute idiot, dude. And try to shoot through. Game's trash. Duties fell off hard. Absolutely. It can heavily compress folders. Dude, the Duty is literally like modern day Fortnite. It's so boring. Like, it's just a guy shooting AI. This, and I think part of it too, is I'm playing this video game by myself, boys. Right? So, I can absolutely see that. Like, you guys may have more interest if I play, like, BioShock or something. But this is literally... They need to bring back BO2. Oh my god, I just tried to crouch, boys.
Got him, Agent. Great work. We're really nailing this, you and me. It's so exciting. Which is why I don't understand why the rating slipped.
True.
Anyway, over and out.
Like, I want to stream this game, dude, but I feel like it doesn't hold enough impactful interest in, like, gameplay slow. This is one of those games I feel like would be even better, too, if I play it. Like, this is like a morning stream game, for instance, right? Morning stream, everybody's waking up, everybody's chilling, dude. We're just having a conversation. And even then, this is how this game feels to me, right? I hop on here. I'm chilling with you guys, right? We're listening to this podcast over here on the side.
I think, again, it's unfair to judge that now.
How many gigabytes is The Division? I think
that
51.
the narrative framework is built for how they plan to tell stories
51
in Marathon.
gigs?
but the narrative
Agent, we've
itself
got
is
hostiles
not
at a
built.
Sarah
and it
warehouse
will
on
be sort of
40th
built
requesting
in
division
lead up to
support.
launch and post-launch. So they keep talking about having story as a central part of this experience, but don't imagine cutscenes. Don't imagine this is a story-driven game or anything like that. This is a game that's going to be about little things that you find and more entries. And as we discussed in the interview with Joe Ziegler, this will be a game where a lot of the story will be driven by YouTube videos in inverted commas, where other people do that detective work for you and then kind of put it in
Don't
front
worry.
of you
Like
when
I
they've
said,
assembled
Half
it all.
Sword
If you know,
is tomorrow.
Souls-like-esque or
We're
whatever,
going to
don't
play Half
expect
Sword tomorrow, boys.
a
I told you
narrative
this.
experience to
So
come
mentally
through
prepare
from
for that, dude. I'm gonna get the game downloaded. I'm gonna get the proper. I'm gonna get the game downloaded. I'm gonna get the thumbnail. I'm gonna get the thumbnail set up. And we're just gonna play Half Sword that day, and then react to content. Like,
Fight tactically and we can
I have all these teammates, dude, and not a single one of them knows how to shoot stuff, dude.
Warning.
Not a single one of them, bro.
Approaching.
Is it? It seems like it's kind of like a roguelite in a sense too. Is it a roguelite, boys? Like, does the farther the farther I get, do I unlock more things, or is it completely RNG every game of like what I get from the from that one video that I watched yesterday? From that one video that I watched yesterday, I had no idea what's going on essentially.
Great work. You got my guys out of a tough spot.
Do we have an answer for that, boys? Or am I just going in blind at this point? Discover Hell's Kitchen? What's going on here? What's up here? I'm gonna go check up here just to see what we got up here. This probably would have just been better. I'm assuming higher ground. Yeah, this is just higher ground for the other mission that we were in. Here's a better way to get to that other thing too.
Well, that was a waste of time. And we've got Cindy with us now, live on the phone from New York. Cindy, what can you tell us about the current situation?
Yes, Steven, it's a chaotic scene here at the Lincoln Tunnel. A citizen...
W? I want to know what file compression does to the visuals of games. Because... Or if it even does any... I don't know if it does anything at all. Do you guys know if file compression even does anything to the visuals of games? Or am I just... am I literally pulling it out my butt right now, boys?
No. Jesus, please.
Needs a bit more CPU power, but Assetto Corsa, oh boy. Dude, this is... Cheeto is a perfect example, dude, of who game developers want to test out their games on the lowest NPC that can possibly run it.
I'll just get out of your way.
40% less storage. Yeah, dude, Cheeto is literally a perfect example of that, dude. If I was a game developer, I would want this homie. If I was out here, like, pushing out content, dude, monthly, yearly, whatever, I would want Cheeto. World Tier 1 must be unlocked? What does that mean? It doesn't deserve to be called a PC? No, dude, that's a toaster, dude. Yours is literally just called a toaster. That's literally it, dude.
And this Bungie has communicated to us. So that's my take on the elevator pitch. I'm not sure if you guys have any different takes on that. Did I get anything wrong or like miss anything?
On Marathon, or extraction shooters in general.
You can play by yourself and you can turn crew fill off.
Correct.
Right?
You're right. So you're absolutely right. You're right. You can go like one person versus squads of 3, but you can't go on a map with just like 17 other solo players. That's another thing. Yeah.
But the thing
that,
I think I
mind you, what
found
he's saying
interesting
is the same thing of
the
how
emphasis on, like, yes, Tarkov, like extraction simulator style game, but you're with 2 other people. So the trio thing kind of makes it a little bit
That's
more,
the same as how
I
Hunt
guess,
is.
accessible. That's probably their
That's how
idea,
Hunt Showdown
and the
is.
fact that
And Hunt is
you
not
can
accessible
also
at all for
be
those who have played
revived.
Hunt.
You can be down.
For those who have played Hunt, that is
because you have other
not.
crewmates,
It's
you
a
can
very
hopefully get
niche,
saved and get a
very
little
difficult
extra
game to play.
shot. It's not just like a bullet hits you in the head, you don't know where it came from 8 miles away. It's not really that type of game. It still very much feels more like a Bungie thing, like a Bungie PvP thing in some ways. The subtleties and the differences we'll dive into more in the deep dive. But
I think one thing I forgot to mention was actually the heroes or the runners.
Oh yeah.
So this is again, we hear heroes and we think like Overwatch characters.
Cleaned up, dude.
Whatever else. That's probably not quite the right way to frame it here, you know? There are
GTF reinforcements requested.
Yes.
What's being discussed?
But even then,
right now, they're talking.
Apex Legends characters.
Right now, they're talking on Marathon. We're listening to Marathon gameplay. I'm talking about it, kind of like. Okay, few things here. One, Kryn, our boy Kryn was talking about it in Discord. I very much enjoy and visually like the look of Marathon Boys, okay? I think it looks really cool, okay?
Warning. Hostile forces
I know it's not going to be everybody's game, boys. Absolutely no. But I'm really about the style of that game. Yeah, Marathon, exactly. I'm very about Marathon's visual style. I mean, agree or disagree on that, boys?
Thanks for taking care of that.
Because okay, you guys didn't even help us. Yeah, you guys didn't help me at all, dude. I just went in and cooked them all. So, Panda, she wants to play it, dude. Boys, she wants to play it with me. She's like, I want to play that. I was like, okay. I was shocked, dude, because that is not the finals to 32 gigs. Yeah, see what I'm saying, dude? That's freaking awesome.
Agent, we've got some communications problems with the network, and I'll need you to check it out.
By the way,
we never did a scene like this, so I can't offer much guidance. Over and out.
So, but they said it's not a hero shooter in one of the things that I was watching, but another thing I was watching, they saying it is a hero shooter. Let's see if all the non-existent performance is still there. After file compression, I mean, how much file compression? Why did it say view deleted message? Oh. Wait, I can check all of your deleted messages, Mal? Why did you delete all of your messages? Mal, why did you go in and delete all your messages, dude? Am I twisted? Am I twisted right now? What's going on with that, dude? Mal, you extra is all get out, bro. Mal's cooked, dude. That homie's so extra sometimes. He's like a white girl who hasn't gotten her Starbucks, dude, in the morning. I'm trying to figure out why it said I deleted one of his messages. What? Message deleted by Irithel Eternal Hollows. Did you... I haven't deleted anything of his? Did you... Yeah, why does it say... Check Discord? No, I'm looking on my stream and it says that, dude. It says that you've deleted his stuff. And if you guys going to play early access, but when it has more updates, actually, Cheeto, to my desktop. I haven't even been on stream until I asked what. That's so weird. Unhide user on this channel? Why does it say why does it say he was hidden? That's so weird. I unhid Mao on the channel. I don't know why, but it said that you hid him for some reason. That doesn't make any sense. It's weird. Mao has been unhidden. That's so weird, dude. Well, I unhid Mao, so Mao's back, boys. How that even happened in the first place, who freaking knows, dude?
And we got 3 more bodies since yesterday.
Bruh, I was soft banned? We don't even know how you were banned.
Okay. We should have a pickup for you within the hour.
Great. Honestly, I don't understand how you cope with it.
Could you hear us discussing? Did you hear us discussing on like what was going on in the first place? Hey, dude, you're pre-gaming me for even having to soft ban people, dude. Good on you, bro. A mod did this. That's what I'm saying. Eternal Hollow. It says that he did it, but he literally went. Wonder if somebody at his work was like clicked the stream was like hat banned, bruh. He just banned you, bro. Somebody could have banned you, bro. It did say I did it, but I wasn't even on stream when it happened. I'm at work. That's what I'm saying, dude. That's so weird. How do I get up here? This is freaking ridiculous, boys. I have no idea how to get up here. Like, I have an up arrow to go up, but there's nothing up. Like, there's nowhere up I can go. Yeah, Mal, you just got freaking bamboozled, buddy. That's all I'm saying. Use grappling hook? True. Let me switch to light real quick and use grappling hook. I'm gonna lose it, boys. I have no idea how to get up here. Can I climb out of a window or something? Is there a window I can climb out of? Dude, I have absolutely no idea where I'm supposed to go here. This is some BS, boys. There's no up from here. Can I go through this door? No, my computer was locked. Oh, wait, here's a door right here. Computer was locked. I'm literally messaging from my phone, but watching on my computer. Not logged in. That's so weird, bro. That's freaking weird. Relax mod. He can't, dude. Something happened, dude. He got bamboozled. He's twisted. He's twisted for you, so you don't have to be twisted. Think, bro. We could have made you get twisted, but no, he's doing it for you, so you don't have to worry about that. That's some homie stuff right there, bro. Homie sheet right there. Like, oh no, dude. Oh no, I'm twisted. I'm never gonna come back. Wah, wah, wah. I got soft banned. Guess what, dude? He's already getting twisted for you. Yeah, exactly. It says the length the antennas. How do I even get up here, boys? Can I climb this? That seems kind of high. Yeah, with the little rep my boy's got left, dude, he's gotta hold on to it. I get it, dude. My reputation's down the tubes, bro. I'm washed up. Washed up, boys. We ain't got much left. Oh, I'll probably break my ankles if I jump that. Yeah, working with all she's got, please die. What is this, dude? What is this? Bro.
Does create a very stark identity with those characters, and I feel like it's not subtle, the identity of those characters, you know?
Yeah, I mean, we'll get into it.
Yeah.
But I think even
oh, by the way, the Friends Per Second podcast, they all went to...
very similar to Apex.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
But I mean,
they all went to Bungie plays,
like they were just
and they got to they got to play test the marathon, and they're talking about it right now.
And there will be,
by the way.
Sorry, Tam, you go.
I was gonna say, like, one of the interesting things that you said was like it's might not be super approachable. It's weird because it is both not approachable, but they're also doing things that make it approachable.
Yes.
And I left feeling like I wasn't 100% sure who it's for. Like, the approachability part of it is...
I've heard this guy talk about
you know,
stuff
the
before.
stuff, but also
But just in case,
And they're talking about whether or not the game is approachable or not approachable right now.
you should stick to your
overwhelming when you're playing it. There's not many mechanics that you need to think about. And if you have any experience with multiplayer games, you probably have a good idea of it. But that's happening because the characters' functions
How's my weapon damage going up right now? If I get firearms weapon,
and the idea
it
of
didn't
having
explain any of that
bots
to me, by the
around,
way.
that kind of like you can just mow down quickly, and chances are you're going to be fighting bots more than you're fighting humans.
Yes,
which I think is a good way to help people build confidence.
I mean,
and,
am I wrong for
and
that?
Kind of build the momentum in
Plus,
each game, which is
so okay. I don't think. Okay, let me run it back here. I don't think the finals needs a deeply embedded anti-cheat system. Okay, I really don't. I think with what they have right now, the amount of cheaters in the game that I've personally felt, I don't think it's bad, dude. I don't think it's bad at all. I don't feel what others have said that they feel or currently feel. I don't feel it. Like, if this is a long running problem, you know what I mean? Obviously, but I just don't feel it. We got a shirt and something else. Green tea. I like what I've got on. I mean, is it actually that bad for you? When completing all side missions, encounters in a named zone, reveal all uncovered intel on a map. That's pretty cool, I guess. I just get a shooting range. Whatever. Yeah, I don't know about that one, bro. I really don't. Because like I said, I don't feel that. What game has it? Valorant has the most deeply embedded anti-cheat system, I think, in any game. You literally have to... It is kernel level anti-cheat. It is embedded into your freaking computer, dude. You have to launch the game, launch your computer with
we need
it.
You to find the security cameras
That's all
over
I'm
at
doing.
the High Line and
Can't
get
listen
them
to
back
bots.
online again.
Can't listen to
I've been
bots,
using
bro.
those for some upcoming auditions.
Yeah, can't listen to bots, bro.
I mean, obviously we have other uses, but just to say I'd really appreciate it, in addition to the public service and yada yada yada.
But I know some people have a very like hard opinion on that stuff. Like, I need better cheat. I need kernel level anti-cheat. I need this stuff. I don't want that software embedded in my computer. I really don't. Val's good, great game. Oh, it is. It is a great game. Valorant is great. The thing with Valorant too is like, because right now we're talking about anti-cheat systems and things like that. The bigger the game gets, about helping, blah, 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 they found a cheater. I got 7 messages saying blah, 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 they helped me find the cheater. Really? I haven't felt that, dude. I mean, feels bad for you, bro. I mean, you also have much more games played than me, but... And maybe you probably know more on what to look out for than I do. But I just haven't really felt that. I haven't. Now, I have gotten messages from, like, their team of being like, oh, sorry about this guy. Yes, he was a D-bag kind of messages. Because I've reported people. Me and Denny actually reported this dude that we played with. He literally, this homie was smoking one, dude. He had 20K and he was a bot. That homie was an absolute bot, dude. Like, we were shocked. Like, this dude, so let me break it down for you, all right? We ended up running, we played rank, all right? He goes, oh, dude, that was your first problem. Yeah, I know. Or, you know, because we like to suffer or whatever. Me and Denny played ranked. Got in the first match, he got 2 kills. Like, okay, what's this guy doing? What's this guy doing, right? I think the first match found a really bad knockoff of Warzone. It's so bad. What's it called, dude? Here, let me pull this up real quick. One sec, boys. Screenshots. The finals. That's okay. Right here. This is the guy right here, boys. Okay, you see this? You guys see this? Right here. Look. 30 kills. I got 30. Denny got 13, but then got everything else like maxed out, dude. Look. Most assists. 17 deaths. No revivals on that guy. 6 revivals on Denny. This guy had 3,000 wins, apparently. 24,000 elims. This guy was cooked, dude. Okay? First match, 17 kills, 3 kills, 5 kills. This dude did 2,000 damage. This was like this every game. This guy did like 1,500 to 2,000 damage every game, dude. This guy was literally a bot. Hey, that's okay, dude. That's okay. But, like, that's the whole thing is, like, we end up losing that game. We got second place because this homie was a bot. 4,700 combat score, and this guy has over 3,000 games bot, dude. It's called Combat Mastery. I've never heard of that. Yeah, that great story. I figured you'd like that. So, the whole point of the story, too, is, like, yo, I don't feel what you feel when it comes to people trolling and stuff on that level, but what we do feel is...
Your objective has been updated. Activate power relay.
What's happened? I hate these like turn on this, turn this. This is very MMO, dude.
Power grid online.
This is very MMO, dude. I played Combat Mastery a little bit. We're about to have a game. We're about to have it like called Mashup Mondays or something, boys. Or I don't know, some cheesy name of where we just try something new every Monday, and then we go in to play something that like.
Just try it.
Well, that's because we've been going off on tangents, boys. What do you mean? Of course we're not. Of course we're not talking about the same thing here. We've literally been going on tangents, going back and forth on all this different stuff.
Well.
Objective data has been updated.
You're actually twisting me, dude.
Activate secondary power relay.
You're actually twisting me. How do I get to this relay? Oh my gosh, dude. Yeah, but anyway, that's the cool story for you. I haven't felt that. 3 side tangents later, we're here, boys. That's all that matters. We're here. All right, back to Marathon. While we're doing these side quests.
Design idea to help people onboard it, and that's what they talked about in a lot of the interviews that they did. They were like, they want this to be like people's first extraction shooter, and it's polished and plays in a way to do that. But at the same time, I'm just like, yeah, but you're doing that because there's not a lot going on. Like, it's just a weird dichotomy between them.
So yeah, I
agree. I think,
I've heard this dude talk before.
Yeah. One thing that I want to say right at the top is that, like,
you know what I say to this?
So if you ever want some pointers,
damn these Indian dudes that have these perfectly full Spartan beards, dude. This guy has a perfectly polished beard. Look at this. This homie ain't even trying. Look at that beard, bro. That's crazy, dude. There is not a single hair out of place. It looks like this homie literally tie-dyed this sucker like pitch black. Perfect beard, bro. Where are we at, boys? Where's my perfectly... This boy took a Sharpie to that perfectly chiseled beard, dude. Bamboozled, dude. Hey, beard gang, where we at, boys? I'm just saying. Where we at? That's crazy. That's actually crazy.
Okay, I did. I like extraction shooters.
I need his jeans, bro.
this genre of game works for me. There
Everybody
many
looks so
aspects of
tired.
this that I was enjoying.
Oh yeah, dude. Everybody looks exhausted because everybody looks exhausted probably because of like the extent of their work. I mean, boys, they literally go around and play ungodly amounts of games and
Data scanned. Downloading files.
they go and play ungodly amounts
Got
of
a bit of a weird request, Agent.
games and rinse and
I
repeat,
obviously
boys.
don't want to divert any of our resources, but if anyone happens to run across a musician named
The art style is just like, dude.
Freaking Indian Persian dude with
Unbelievable.
chisel, bro.
But again,
look,
look, maybe not to
I'm getting
everyone,
another
'cause I have,
tooltip
you
in this
know,
video game for some
you can
reason.
see- I expect some different opinions on the art style.
I don't understand.
Personally, I loved it, right? Those Bungie fundamentals are there, right? The shooting and the movement and all that stuff feels super right? So I had a lot of fun playing this, and I'm keen to play more of it. But I guess, you know, what I would say is that yeah, there's still some ways to go with this product in ways that I think we'll talk about after this interview. But I don't.
Oh, they're about to interview the guy, or they already talked. They already interviewed the guy. They've already interviewed the guy.
The 2 days or whatever, or like where are you at?
I had fun playing it. I think my
This is interesting because with any extraction
issue's
shooter,
probably,
you
like,
need the hook.
I don't know. They are kind of doing the thing with it's the concepts of a plan about the narrative, which is so strange because when I used to play Destiny, the narrative was something, and like those characters would be something to pull you through and give you a reason to keep playing. And you know, they're talking about this being a social game, but there's no social space, and
Readings indicate an
it
echo
also just
nearby.
feels like
They talk, but don't
I mean,
say
we
much.
played Alpha too. Don't
Yes.
get me wrong. So there's also that element of it where there was a lot of things that will be in the final game that we didn't get to experience. So I don't know. Right now, is it going to be my new online game? Remains to be
Come
seen.
on,
But I
give her
did
the
really
fish
have fun
stick.
playing it.
No, honey. We need those.
Shit,
Select-
I forgot the radio fake gave
select
me
part
home.
2.
But I don't even
So-
like fish sticks.
That's well, it's tough to say much of anything. It's tough. I think it's tough to say much of anything, dude, when they don't have the full physical product in front of them to even finish reviewing what they say they're trying to review, which is frustrating. But like, obviously, like, come on, dude. It's I don't know. I don't know on that one, bro. It's I think it's fine to give. I think it's fine to give a straight-up review on the product that you've played, but also give it some leniency and say, hey, this is what needs to be done to hopefully push it in the better direction. Like games especially, right? Early access games especially. But you can't just let them ride as it's like, oh, this game is good. I'm curious to see what's going to happen in the future with it. Especially when you're like someone who has the upper end on it, like these people, right? Like these guys, they got a pretty good following, right, boys? Like, SkillUp has 1.06 mil people, right? 160,000 people follow his channel. He needs to be, him and his people, they need to be verbalizing like, yo, this needs fixed, this needs done, fix your stuff, make this feel tighter, make this feel more impactful, right? You need these people to be doing that because we don't have that voice to do it, right? Unfortunately.
What do you honestly
Now-
think you'll achieve with it?
The lockdown
Now, to
is
say that, are they the
necessary
best
for
people
us
to
control
do
the
it?
Situation. We have
I
enough.
mean, we don't have that answer. None of us necessarily have that answer to say yes or no. But we need someone who's put their hands on it to say, hey, this is what I at least think needs to be done. Right? So, but, again, yeah. And again, dude, to each their own on that one. That's kind of where I'm at with it. We need someone to say both nothing and a little bit of something, okay? For it to actually, for the change to happen. Oh, you just want to bust some heads, buddy? Where you at? So I can go bust you up. Well, they're above me. We're not gonna mess with them. So yeah, let's see what they say while I'm changing my inventory.
Pretty good to play.
They're talking about
And,
the
you
feel
know,
of the game.
Tam and I were squatting up on the first day, and Jake and Ralph and I squatted up on the second day, and I had fun. Like, it just felt good bullshitting with your friends, playing a game, and you know, getting. And I think those moment to moment pieces where you are coming up against all those bots, or you actually, oh my god, human, and then forgetting how to speak. You know, that's the kind of thing that I think it really excelled at, is like presenting those moments.
That's fair,
Yeah,
and that's
there's something
what
there
makes
that's just
like
not-
intense.
Yeah.
I'm exactly with you.
There's something there that's just not there.
Right.
That's what makes that stuff really fun.
It's merch drop right there.
I wrote that, put that in my preview. It's like, it's weird because it has heart but no soul. It's just like, it's kind of odd. And also, the kind of setup that we had was in many ways designed to be ideal, because not only were we playing with each other, we were also around each other.
That's true.
Like, able
Not
to,
Jake.
yeah,
Not Jake.
Jake is off in a separate little severance office.
That's actually
We're all
so
having fun
true.
together in the big room, and he was on his
That is very true, boys. Because when the best case scenario, some of the best experiences that I've had playing games has been in like a conglomerate group of people, right? Obviously, I can't say that some of the best. Some of the best experiences I've had has been of playing like crazy intense games and stuff like that has obviously been with the boys, right? Obviously, I think that's
for your compassion.
as I say, some of the best, not all the best. But if I could have those experiences in person with the boys, the same experiences, that's where a great experience could have been, you know, taken to the next level. So, and that's kind of like what they're going off of. But was their experience jaded because they were set up in perfect conditions, being around all their homies, right? And that's kind of what they're getting at. So, could they still get that same great gaming experience or enjoyable gaming experience, like how we are usually communicating over top, like talking through headset and stuff like that, versus right next to each other? Could Marathon still give them that whole experience either way? It doesn't sound like it can, because it's a good game, but it's also generic, like they said, right? It's good. It's a fun generic game, which unfortunate.
Active echo beacon detected.
Hopefully they fix that, like I said, or like they were saying, right? I think I've actually already done part of this one.
Come on.
Part 3? So let's let this continue on and see where they're going with this. Let's let this continue on and go. Let's see where they're going with this.
So here, okay, story time, real quick. So Ralph and I show up to the preview event because we came in a little late because we were seeing Nintendo. So we got in the second day, you know, like a preview event with all these computers and all these like.
Boys, I got words about the Switch.
Playing the game and stuff. And then there's us, and like Ralph gets a seat at one of those nice computers, and then they go, "Oh, but Jake, we ran out of seats here, but we have a special place for you." And I was like, "Oh, special treatment here." And they walk me down like a long, normal office hallway, past conference rooms and offices.
We gotta stand out here
and
in the cold while you get first dibs.
A little office I get put in, and it's just nothing in the room, stark white.
Just shut up and watch the alley.
Like bright white, and then in the corner a little PC. And that was where I played the whole preview event.
That's wild.
I really hope that like they had a separate like lab rat thing going on in that room. Like 100 cameras just like watching his eyes move around.
Just watching, watching.
Thank God. You had me so goddamn worried. Where are you? Are you safe?
I kind of forgot the radio back at the apartment, but I'm okay. I had to bust my guitar over some guy's head, though.
Can I get out of here now?
Okay, this lady's talking in two places right now, and I'm getting twisted, dude.
Listen, Heather, I'm sending an escort to bring you in safely. You stay right where you are and do not move.
Not gonna lie, this is a pretty nice pad. Dang! Look! Did she smack this? Did she smack that dude over the head with this?
I'll send a JTF patrol.
I'm gonna keep it real. We may have to put her down, boys.
Let's just say that I owe you
Hey, we
one.
may have to put her
Big
down.
one. I can't thank you enough. I'll be in touch. Lau out.
I'm assuming we saved her daughter or something. Whatever. Glad to be of help, lady. Glad to be of help. This is our last. This is our last mission that we need to do over here. Like big mission we have to do in this area. So anyway, let's continue.
Yeah, it was an experience. I definitely I'm aligned with Lucy where it is fun. I got into it. I even got like little touches of like early PUBG, like how that felt to play that, and like me looking around, scanning the environment for enemies and stuff. But there's definitely, to quote John Mayer, some things, but I don't know what it is. Sorry. Yeah. So
there is on that delivery, right?
Thank you. So there's a lot to dive into with that, but just top level thoughts and feelings, description of the game. Also, we got to play a substantial amount. Lucy was there for 2 days playing. Ralph and I were there. Tam was also playing for 2 days.
2 days?
Ralph and I played for 1 long day. So we have some pretty deep impressions to dive into. We also went there on our own accord. We were invited, and the Friends Per Second gang chose to pay. We paid our own way to get there. So with all that being said, I think now we should roll the conversation we had with game director Joe Ziegler. Really good conversation. He's very excited about the game. So let's just jump into that.
I mean, I imagine he's game director, as he should be. But well, let's see what the game director and them have to actually say on this project that they got going on here. I'm super interested.
The branding behind us and all the other stuff. We're here with Joe. Man, it's really fantastic. Really appreciate you sitting down to talk to us.
Yeah.
It's been a huge 2 days for you, so thanks for
I appreciate all of you coming out. Like, it's been really fun to see like everybody engage with it. Yeah, so thank you so
You had a
much.
bunch of people come. Like you
It's
had
a lot.
Press, you had players, you had everybody come. So what is that? How does that feel to get that like immediate reactions?
The word
group was 20 minutes ago.
Has been floated around has been nerve-sided, if that makes sense. Like whenever you've been working on this for a while, you get a little bit nervous, you get a little bit excited. Yeah.
Nerve-sided?
But yeah, we've been working on it for a long time. There's a lot of passion poured into this project, so I think a lot of us are excited to see it and engage with it, tell us what they think, even if it's like crazy negative feedback or positive feedback, it's all valuable to us. So
As it, hey, and that's fair because not everybody can take that type of feedback. But if you're a game developer in the air and you've been doing it for a while, then some can handle it, some can't.
One of the questions we had is like, why is Bungie doing an extraction shooter? Because that's a big pivot for the studio. It's a bit of a niche genre. And obviously Bungie's never made anything quite like this. So tell us about the decision to move into this specific genre.
Oh man, I think a lot of it is honestly there's kind of two reasons you make a game, to be honest, right?
We need
one
more
because
like
you think there's a business opportunity, and the other one is because you're passionate about it, right? I would say this one started because you're passionate about it. A lot lot of us played extraction shooters, and there's something like magical about the tension of surviving the situation that you feel.
Cleaners are holding civilians hostage at the precinct
Creates emotions.
Do we believe that? Do we believe that Bungie was just given the reins to make a passion project?
Sort of like kind of
do we believe that? Because I don't. Sony is not going to invest in them for passion. I'm sorry, but that's not Sony's play, boys.
That's really ultimately it. And part of the reason why we thought Marathon is because Marathon is like the 1990s.
Like, I mean, am I wrong for that, or do you guys actually think something different? Because Sony's not gonna be like, oh, they're so passionate about it. We're just gonna let them make whatever they want to make. No, absolutely not, dude. Hey, maybe I'm just freaking, maybe I'm being a little pessimistic son of a biscuit, dude, but I truly do not believe that Sony would just let them make a passion project. Let alone dang near any company. Like, they have to have, like, a very... RIP, dude. Oh, okay, here's the key. Here's the hostage key. Oh, here's the hostages. I got them. But especially, like, where investing in gaming is right now...
That was gonna get ugly real fast.
Not a chance, dude. Like, companies are not taking the time to invest in anybody. Companies are not going to take the time and put forth the money to invest right now because it's just they're just not in a place to do so. Like, unfortunately, these companies are just not in a place to do that. I'm assuming it's this way. I'm just going to pre-game and go this way. Yeah, right here. We got the log. So we'll see what Homeboy has to say. I don't. Again, I'm not.
One IP is all about this kind of like paranoia and like sort of like this how do I put it, weird kind of like unsure narrator, like unreliable narrator kind of like storyline, and we felt like that vibe matched kind of what you felt while you were playing the game pretty effectively, and so that was like a big part of it. Yeah.
What kind of extraction shooters like you guys playing?
Oh, played everything from Tarkov, obviously, you know, like one of the biggest genre leads, to DMZ, which is like sort of the offering, Delta Force, a variety that came out in between, small ones that I never heard of, yeah.
No love for Hot Showdown?
Hot Showdown, yeah, we actually played a decent amount of that too.
But I mean, of those, like, which are those the kind of audiences you're hoping to bring into Marathon, or something that's a bit more approachable, but more casual?
That's a
I
good
think
one.
A little bit of both. Like, what I mean by that is that, like, I think there are a certain amount of people who play extraction shooters who are really focused on the
Jake is a
experience of
very
surviving, having fun and
very
doing that.
awkward dude in
that
comparison
aren't necessarily
to
merit any given title or are having trouble
Skill Up.
bringing
I think
friends
Skill
in,
Up
whatever the case
is,
might be.
I'd
For
say
us, when
awkward,
we
maybe
think about
thoughtful.
making an extraction shooter, it's not just about
But
like sort of
he's
fitting a genre
definitely have a
niche, if that
completely
makes
different
sense.
vibe
It's about
to him
creating
than,
an experience that's
his
really
homies.
focused on survival, a survival adventure, a game where you can tell stories with your friends going through it, especially crazy stories.
That's
about
hard to do, by the way.
success and
What
failure,
he's
as
saying is
you-
very
you know,
hard to
as
do.
you see it, you know?
Is
And-
chat not moving right
and
now,
all of
or are
those
we
stories
just
feel like
chilling?
they enrich like your connections
Oh,
with
okay,
other
we're chilling,
people
we're
as
chilling.
well. Big
Yeah.
mission for us at Bungie is sort of creating worlds that sort of inspire friendship, and that's like one way to do it is to
Creating
kind of go
worlds
through
that
hardship
inspire
together. If that makes
friendship.
sense. Yeah.
Just to like push on that question a little,
Interesting.
you know, obviously
I'll just let
extraction
those guys
shooter
up.
genre is an incredibly hardcore genre, depending on on
True.
which game, whatever else. Like, you know, you look at your Tarkovs and all that sort of stuff. And the other,
Very true.
And obviously, Bungie's games typically have a more sort of broad-based appeal. In designing,
Also true.
A safe area.
you know, if you imagine a spectrum, like where are you sort of aiming on that spectrum in terms of hardcore versus accessible? Is it like we're definitely teetering more towards that hardcore side, or where would you put it?
This is a really interesting topic because the term hardcore is so hard to define. Like if you ask any given person,
yeah.
That's very true.
But I think what we wanted
And
to
it
take
depends
was
on
we wanted
someone's
to
play
take
style, too.
The concept, the core of what makes an extraction shooter really interesting, which is like sort of the tension, survival, the concept of managing your resources correctly, the concept of kind of navigating and adapting to all the threats that exist in the world. Interestingly, but we wanted to
Now
remove a
leaving the
lot of
safe
sort of
area.
Okay, I'm gonna pause it for a sec. Visual clarity is a very is something I think Bungie is very good at, because it's something that, for instance, Hunt Showdown, what makes it so difficult to play as well is not only all the mechanics and everything that works together in Hunt, but the visual clarity of Marathon looks very easy for like someone to come into the game and be like, oh, that's a med kit. Oh, that's an enemy. I can visually easily see an enemy, right? And then there's an actual kill icon. When you kill and shoot something or shot someone in that game, there's a death icon in your reticle. It pops up for like, it's like a pop-up visual flare for a second. It disappears. And that visual clarity is, again, something that not all games have or do well. Again, like Hunt, right? Or Tarkov is a good example, right? I've seen people play Tarkov. It's pretty bad. It's hard to even know how you died in that game. But this game, again, what makes it more approachable is that, again, visual clarity. So I'm curious to see what more they do in that area of it, because I think this is going to be a more approachable extraction shooter than many others in the genre right now. So we'll see how that goes. But anyway, let's get back to the video. This gun sucks, by the way. I'm just gonna toggle junk status. What? No, just V. What? Huh? V. Oh, it has mods on it? Oh, whoops. Let me deconstruct mods. Let's go and start this
like
up.
the how do you put it, like opacity from the front end that makes it hard to get into some of them. So like some extraction shooters are really opaque when you're thinking about, how do I relearn how to move and shoot, how do I get enough information to even know where I'm going on the map, things like that. And we were stripping all of those elements out, and as we were doing that, we were trying to enrich the actual events that occur inside of the world by bolstering things like AI interactions, or finding ways to sort of like create kind of, I don't want to give away too much, but kind of interesting like sort of puzzles that exist inside of the environment for you to dive into while under this pressure of other runners kind of running around trying to do the same thing. So so it's really like taking the heart. So when you think about it, there's some hardcore-ish elements in it, which is like the idea of survival being kind of an intense experience. But we've really ramped up the approachability to thinking about how do I get into telling those survival stories more than anything else, rather than getting stuck on the way to get there.
Yeah. I mean, and it's sort of in tangent to that, you know, Bungie, an incredible history of innovation throughout its, you know, marathon. Halo just rewrote the book. Destiny, say what you will about Destiny, but you can't argue the impact that's had on the industry. Yeah. What are you really?
Destiny was in the pooper for a while, boys. Let's just make sure that's clear. Destiny was in the pooper
in terms of innovation.
Yeah, so there's actually 2 or 3 different angles that we're looking at. We're really looking at it from like a social based like kind of angle, where it's like, what does it mean to be a part of a crew that's trying to survive, as opposed to survival has often and frequently been sort of associated as like sort of a solo survival experience, and we're really leaning into what does it mean.
No. Okay, no, just no on that answer. Okay, extraction shooters are not a solo survival experience. I have not heard that terminology.
Jesus H. Christ! I want to give a big fuck you to whoever sent me this place.
So, let's run this back for a sec. Or what he said.
We need your help to recover some sterilization supplies, and I desperately need
my best and favorite moments when playing Hunt Showdown have always been with the boys. Always with the boys, and it's always been 3 people. So that statement wrong. I'm sorry. I just had to get that out. I can't verbalize that any farther than that right now, but that's where I'm at with that. Anyway, carry on.
To sort of go on that experience with friends and a crew. Which means we've invested in a lot of like mechanics and concepts around that. One of them is actually runners, where the runner idea helps the crew organize around like kind of how do I want to participate into a crew? What kind of role do I want to play? Like how do I want to bring value to
that's
the crew?
Fair, but even Hunt still does that.
Really hard to do when that is all determined purely by
Hunt, for example, and kind of what he's getting at is the focus on like equipment that you bring in or abilities, like runner, right? Your hero shooter, whatever. That you bring into the game, like how will my choices affect my team? And that is not a new thing. Now, in this genre, it's new or different, you could even say, I think Apex is a better example of this, because Apex is a hero shooter, right? It is a hero extraction shooter. Same thing goes, and that goes with Marathon as well, right? Now, mind you, Apex is more of a battle royale extraction, like a BR. That's not true. Apex is BR. This is an extraction, but they have the same concept of like how the characters work and how that will affect your gameplay when it comes to team play. Okay, so. Apex really similar to this. Let's go back into Marathon, right? And then compare this to Hunt, for example, right? The equipment that I haven't played Apex in a hot minute, dude, it's been a long time. Long time for me. But then we go into Hunt, right? Your equipment that you bring is what will define how you play with your team, right? You can say, okay.
Oh, thank God you found those sterilization supplies.
Run his mouth
need them.
For a sec.
I mean, we need them urgently. Thank you for that.
Got you, bro. So, like I was saying, Hunt, you let's say, okay, I'm going to take the stealth-based weapon. Comes out later this year. Yeah, it comes out September 23rd, I think. Hunt, I'm going to take silence-based weapons, right? And then you're like, okay, no worries, bro. I'm going to take the long-range weapon so he can take on long-range fights, right? So I can take on the long-range targets, right? Or you and your squad. Oh, sorry, boys. You and your squad can primarily focus on, close quarters combat, and so I don't agree with his statement that he said, saying like we're changing the genre or whatever, because that maybe when it comes to extraction shooters in general, there's not a hero extraction shooter, but what they're doing is not new per se. We'll see how the overall how the game comes out and how it feels. This guy's annoying.
Oh, dear God. What color is that? Oh, sorry.
I'm turning it down some more, boys.
Sending you the location of a distress call.
Yeah. So anyway, we're back. We're back.
Find. So we built it into sort of like a kit that becomes part of a runner idea. Another area is that we're actually thinking about how do we play this across multiple platforms. Like for example, like extraction shooters mostly are PC oriented these days.
Oh, dude, this game's gonna be played on a toaster.
How do you use a controller and do that? You know, how do you play in that way, right? And the third layer is I think we're trying to like do something a little bit quirky here on this front, but
layer. Okay, he's talking about layers. This dude has went through marketing / like this guy's learned how to talk to the press. Because whenever you have someone talking like it's all about the layers, it's all about like that's cool and all, that's very artsy, that's very methodical talking points, but that's not realistic. That's not how people view this stuff. That's like marketing interview talk.
To enrich the sort of context of the world of that space, like how do you care about like what's happening to the world, like what's happening in the narrative as you're sort of going through it, like are you investigating a mystery, are you sort of like unfolding something that's happening there? So those three things I think are a lot at the core, but if you unwind any single one of those, there's just a ton of detail. So I'll probably stop there. But yeah.
Well, because in terms of social, is there any kind of social space? Obviously we're playing the alpha, so there wasn't there's a lot of stuff in there that's not maybe finished yet, but I mean, is there gonna be some kind of social space to hang out?
No, like direct social space, and part of it is actually it's complicated to think about social space where a bunch of people are about to kill that together. But we'll say that what we are investing in is sort of more the social bonds of the
he said it's complicated to make it, but it's not because
one another. Like one of the biggest things that happens in like kind of more hardcore BRs or more hardcore extraction shooters is one person dies, they're just completely booted out, and if you're with friends, then all of a sudden you're like, okay, I just end this on the side.
I'll just watch.
Exactly, yeah, which is like the worst experience, right? And whereas in this game, we have this idea that you can always kind of come back in. If your friends can pick you up, you're there.
Yeah.
We wanted
so you can be carried
like that,
very heavily in this game.
From just kind of playing with people, right? But we do have other areas that are sort of more socially competitive that we're looking at in the post-launch world that have to do with the idea of how do I become skillful and then compare myself to other people.
Yeah.
That sort.
So I mean, when we're talking a minute ago about the story, about innovation, you said story is a big focus. Really keen to sort of dive into that a little bit because I mean, as we were here today, we obviously couldn't experience a lot of that because we're in a quick play test. We didn't get a chance to dive into much depth.
Yeah.
But we understand that the narrative framework at this point, and that you guys are looking to build the narrative content over the next.
I don't understand how they're going to build the narrative.
Although I will say the narrative is slightly different in a game like this. It's really hard to kind of think about. Let me rephrase this. There's an interesting conflict when it comes to PvP games and narrative, right? In PvP games, the majority of the narrative, you want to focus on what the player's doing and the story that they're telling of the actions they do inside of the game, And so you don't want to crush that by basically forcing them into some sort of narrow box of what's happening in the world. So for us to make it breathe, where players can tell all sorts of different stories about what they're happening, we really focus on sort of providing what Julia, our director, has called the systemic narrative sort of systemic narrative storytelling, which means that we're creating a context around the player,
A context?
A context in the player of a world that sort of is changing and shifting around them.
Okay, so you know who does this?
How they interact with it is
so they're talking about the context
like
of narrative?
The perspective of a runner taking contracts from their...
It is... And everybody can absolutely suck my toes, boys, if you're triggering me pausing and stopping, okay? Just make sure that's clear. You can suck my toes. So anyway, because this is important stuff here, okay? Listen here. I'm going to inject brain dosing fluid into your brain. I'm going to inject the fluid into your brain to expand it a little bit, okay? So, who does this similarly is Dark Souls. FromSoft does this, okay? It's contextual story, okay? It's where you get the context, you get the idea of the story from just playing the game, or you get an idea of kind of what's going on. They hide it behind the scenes of what's going on. Like, oh, there's very obviously a war here, right? Right? Or like, oh, there's very obviously like trash all over the ground. But let's say that they don't actually verbally say what's going on. Oh, there's the medical centers are filled with dead bodies, right? Or oh, like people, you know what I mean? Like contextual story, meaning like that. So that's, I'm expanding your brain a little bit on that one, okay, boys? You're welcome. That's what he's talking about, but I don't know how you bring that to an extraction shooter. I don't see that. I don't see how that's gonna be a thing. Plus, the only way I could actually see them bring it to the game is doing it through their cinematic cutscenes whenever they release new characters. Kind of like what they did with the first cinematic and them showing off the first 4 classes and kind of what's going on. And they did that very well, honestly, I think. I think it was pretty cool with the first cinematic, but we'll see.
Whether it be a Faction A or Faction B or Faction C. Okay. And then that gives a lens into the world that exists there. But additionally on top of that, because our game is kind of about finding things and getting them out, there's also a sort of detective mystery kind of in there where we're building a system that's associated with collecting things, and then as you collect them, you'll get pieces of clues of what's happening in the world around there. So
interesting.
So tangibly speaking, I imagine that a lot of storytelling is going to be, you know, for want of a better term, like on YouTube, or in the sense that, like, you know, people are going to sift through clues and they're going to piece things together, and then they'll tell the story about their own theory of what is happening in this world, and that's how a lot of people will see it, except for obviously the really motivated people who want to discover the stuff for themselves. Is that right?
Yes. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I think that could definitely happen, and honestly, both options are kind of fine with us because it creates a community discourse, right? Like, some people are going to opt out of caring about the story. They're just going to be focused on playing the gameplay and things of that sort. But for those who really care about it, we want to give them a way to
I'm not a
piece things
huge
together,
fan
give them a chance
of
to sort
when
of work with
they
other
do that
people to
stuff
sort of
and like
discuss,
developers do that
have some
stuff, or
sort
like
of,
that could definitely happen. That is the sole reason why they're presenting the story like how it is.
Seen, like, excuse me, like dialogue or like voice memos or cutscenes, like what?
There are things like that planned in the future that I was mentioning before, the sort of collection-based feature. Cool. And some of the things you'll unlock might be some of those.
Interesting.
So.
Okay.
So
that's interesting.
More mechanical sort of questions. Really curious about the development of this game.
Yeah.
So how long exactly has Bungie as a studio been working on Marathon?
I can't tell you exactly. Okay. Someone asked me this earlier.
Right.
And I was
is there a ballpark? Is it like?
I want to say more than 4 years.
Okay.
About there, yeah.
All right, cool. So. And how many people have worked on it at different points in terms of ramp? And how many people are on it right now as it's kind of looking to get out the door soon?
Right now we have not much less than about 300 developers working on it.
300 developers on this game?
Because obviously it ships all the time, but yeah, that's about
300 developers on this game.
And you came on board as game director how long ago?
About 2 years.
What?
Okay, right, cool. And when you made that jump, that's obviously a big change. Were you working on the team before then and were promoted?
Okay. I don't see how that's even feasibly possible for as little of content that it looks like there's in this game. The World of Warcraft MMO team, when it launched World of Warcraft, it had 100 people on the development team, if I'm not mistaken. 100 people. What is going on, guys? I'm sorry, but what is going on? How are these companies throwing away money like this? Dude, this is crazy.
Water pressure at critical levels.
I'm dumbfounded, dude. That Marathon does not look like it is it's pushing on to have 300 developers. It's not what that's not the feeling I'm getting here, boys.
Warning. Water pressure at critical levels.
I'm gonna have to post this review of like what's going down with the boys, so I can get some more feedback on this, because maybe I'm just twisted right now, guys, on this overall thing of what's going on in the first
project at the time, you know, but I was consulting with the team at the time.
And so when you came in, were there certain things that you saw and you're like, okay, these things need to shift? Whether you saw like real opportunities for the game to evolve, and how did you see that as you moved into that role?
Yeah, that's a good question. Definitely a couple things that were opportunities, but really, honestly, the first thing that I did when I was consulting with the team that existed here while I was working on a different project was I was really interviewing them to see what they were trying to accomplish. You know, like for example, what is it that you really care about in this game? What matters the most?
Because if they lose direction in the project,
the opportunity that was recognized by the
even
entire
more
leadership
wasted time
team
and
was
money.
this idea of we really want to make a game that really tests that your ability to survive. You know, to think about how you survive inside of a game. And I was like, that's awesome. They were inspired by a lot of movies where that's true, like where you know, go out into a location, or you see a hero go out to a location, and then every odds would be against them, and they'd be like, oh, I have to, you know, hobble together a way to get out, right? And so I was like, okay, we can make that game. Now, how we make that a game, we have to find a structure that actually motivates people to do that, right?
True.
Like, motivates them to do that kind of thing.
True.
And
What is the goal? What is the overall goal?
And so we were like, okay, let's try to form this together a little bit more. One of the things that we shifted was away from this concept of like
all units be advised.
What they called at the time the living world server, which is like you can drop in at any time, you drop out at any time. Now, while that sounds like conceptually appealing, one of the challenges you run into is that when you enter the world, you don't really have a strategic map in your mind of the variables that you're playing against. And so when you enter the world, you're like, you could walk out
They had that
into the
as a
open
thing?
and immediately
I'm not a huge fan of that.
somebody is like to the left of you, or like the world in front of you has been looted already, or the case might be, right? And trying to solve those problems became very, very complicated.
Oh, I have to carry this?
Whereas if we decide to go, hey, we're going to go for a session-based thing, then it's easier to say, oh, at the beginning of the session, this is what's true about the world, and then it can decay from there as you sort of think about it and adapt to the different ways that other players have been interacting with it.
I'm not a fan of this.
That was one of the bigger changes. The
This
other big
definitely
change
feels
was,
old school.
How
like
do we make it a more social game, like
what
a game
is
where
going on here, dude?
when you're going to play with other people, you're making decisions that are important, and some of that led to runners, which is the idea that in some extraction shooters, you don't kind of have a guidance for like how you want to interact with the world. You have a lot of items in the world, and you can kind of assemble a kit of parts, but you don't really know
whack.
how that
That's
interacts
actually
with
whack,
you
boys.
when we're
I don't like
right?
that
Like you're
objective.
saying, hey, I would want to scout ahead and be that kind of frontline person. You're like, okay, does that mean I have to go loot out, you know, a bunch of stuff that allows me to do that, right? And we were like, how about we set a baseline for that and think of these like sort of utility-based roles that we can push in, and then what is the most exciting way we can deliver that is by kind of giving them personalities and giving them visual looks that we can.
Sorry, no. I was going to say, and those characters, is there a plan to tell stories centric to them, or is the story more about the world and the broader dynamics?
I think the story is more about the world and the broader dynamics, although each one might provide a little bit of a lens into that world.
Sure.
But really,
That'll be
honestly,
interesting.
I think the star of the show, and
So
is
I was
ultimately
wrong on
sort
that
of this
part, boys. I was very
marathon
wrong.
World, right? The Tau Ceti world, the marathon ship, things beyond potentially as we're going further into season. So
You've got those big name voice actors. You've got Ben Starr in there. We recognize the
He's got such a great voice, doesn't he? He's amazing. Yeah, seriously.
So
again, dude, there's games that have the budget of
you mentioned
zero.
That there is going to be something to protect less experienced players from matching with
And-
experienced pros.
Yeah.
Is that a kind of
What's the point of having spending
system, or is it based on time, or what can you tell us about that?
So we're starting
$60,000 on a voice
reveal
actor.
Too many details of it, but what I will say is that our first priority is, especially in this first season, is
like, what's the point of that? I
twofold.
don't.
One is to sort of make sure that
Obviously, you don't want this big AAA game to have trash voice actors, especially if they invest so much money into it. But again, a lot of times, I just don't feel like some of this stuff is even necessary. I really don't. As long get the gameplay right, and then worry about the other afterwards. Unless it is a pivotal part of the game itself. Like there are plenty of games. Schedule 1, Balatro, right? Hollow Knight. They don't have these big AAA budgets, and they still end up getting by and making incredible games, or games that are at least very popular, without these crazy budgets.
Agent, the cleaners keep starting fires, and we don't have the resources to put them out. If we don't shut down their napalm production, we're one stiff breeze away from
You know what
the
I mean?
entire burrow going up.
Thing is, they got their main production facility in
Can
the
I
middle
get
of their HQ,
through over here?
which is where you're going.
Oh, no,
Find
I
it,
can't.
close it down, and make sure they can't rebuild.
Which means taking out boss man Joe Farrow. If he walks, he'll just start it all over again.
You're actually twisting me, dude.
Active echo beacon detected.
I think we just did that echo. We just did that echo. We're moving on, boys. We're moving on. All right, let me start this back up.
As players
We're only
are learning
30
the
minutes
game,
in because
we're
I keep
kind of
running my yapper.
Separating out the players who are still learning from the players who are kind of gaining a lot of the map knowledge of the game. Part of it is because game knowledge plays a big part in games like this. You know, as you learn more about the world, you learn about the nooks and crannies that you can navigate inside of it. You learn more about how
Trying to help this
the
lady out,
situations
dude.
unfold and how you can evade or like interact with those situations. And so what we wanted to do is sort of create a first layer that says,
I
hey,
like how
as you're
many
gaining
notes
game
and stuff that they
knowledge, you're
have
kind of not
right
just
now.
using that to stomp on people who are brand new to a map or something of the sort. That was the first part.
Dude, their
The
podcast
second
pops
part
off,
is
dude.
our
They have
main goal is
literally
to learn
100
enough to actually kind of continuously
10,000, almost
refine that as we
110,000
go along.
views
So as
right
we're
now,
going
boys.
into it, we're
By the
starting
way,
at
guys,
that
thanks for
layer,
everybody liking.
and as we see players like
Thanks,
sort
homies.
of adapt and mold
It helps
to
a
kind
lot.
of what that means, Season 2 is going to have more needs.
Drop a
so
comment too,
we're
okay?
shifting as we're going into Season 2.
So, really, so you're going to have 6 runners at launch. You're going to have 3 maps at launch.
3 maps
This
is
gonna be a
actually
premium product. People have to, they're going to pay for this, right? And have you announced a price tag yet?
We have not, I don't think, yeah.
Okay, right, cool. So obviously, you know, there's
That'll be
always
interesting
lots
to
of
see. I think it's going to be
discussion
$40.
around,
It'll be a
game
$40
like this
price.
having a price tag, obvious parallel being something like Concord.
Requested.
Does that premium price tag make you at all nervous going into this? Do you feel confident that that is not going to be not going to hinder the success of the product of the game, the population, etc.?
It's interesting. I think for this genre, for this particular genre, you know, I think there's a variety of different entrants that have come at like either a box price or not, you know. And I don't think it's really.
I think a box price for this genre is actually pretty good.
Now,
A good idea.
obviously, there is
I know people are indifferent about it, but
and we are aspiring that what we're showing, you know, is going to be exciting enough that somebody's going to take the leap with us. But we are also committed to delivering on seasons past this, you know, that will continuously sort of offer to evolve the game and things like that without an increase in the box price. So there's a lot of really, what we're hoping everyone understands about the game is that we're really focused on committing to like sort of making this a game that's really awesome. And we feel like that starting point is really strong at the current time. So, you know, but I mean, obviously everyone's got their own definition.
So they have a good. They feel as if it's a good starting point right now.
Well, as we sort of deliver that information,
From what I've heard, it's pretty mixed right now, boys.
And I mean, like, a big part of that is obviously want the community to be a part of that and go along with you. I think Parsons gave like an intro in the session and said, you know, this is the most community-driven project Bungie's ever done. Can you clarify what you mean by that?
Absolutely. So I think the cycle of like working with different testers and creators, we've invested a lot in sort of constantly iterating our game alongside both creator feedback and also tester feedback as we've gone along.
I'm not a big fan of comments like that because it seems a little bit
thing that's focused a lot more on experiential like iterations than anything else. I think typically when you think about user research, you think like a bunch of like lab rats in the science room, right?
the one-sided glass.
But like it's actually evolved a lot, and our user researchers are very much around understanding and developing a relationship with the testers and understanding really what they're looking for from the experience, what kind of frustrations they're running into, what kind of motivations they're trying to drive inside of it.
Motivations? What does that mean?
It's very much a dialogue more than anything else now. Especially as we've been testing with creators, we've actually been opening a lot
I
more
really don't
dialogue
like the
with,
words that some of these
with
guys
the different
use.
testers
It's
we've
just
had. So
it's
we
kind of
run,
bland. I hate
even internally sort of like monthly discords with like, you know,
because they
like
kind
a lot
of
the testers
pitter patter
are so
around
that
what
we
they
can
actually
get
mean
continuous
because
feedback and things of that sort. So I'm a big believer in sort of just kind of keeping close to a player, if that makes sense, right? I feel like once you start thinking of players as just like this faceless mass, you're kind of losing the point. If that makes sense. So to me, seeing the product that we're making and the game that we're sort of the game experience we're trying to deliver, and being able to tell us along the way all the things that are resonating, us doing the work to analyze it and sort of get to the point of like where are the common trends, what do people.
So what he means by that is the players. think they're always right. Okay.
Troubles with an antenna.
The players think that they know how to fix an issue, but what a game developer has to do is say, okay, this is what the players. I hate this guy. I really hate this guy. I cannot wait until we don't have to listen to his voice anymore. But what he means by that is like saying, okay, players don't like this, right? How do we make it so they actually are enjoying their time with this mechanic or whatever it may be, right? You know, they don't like how they think it feels bad to sprint in this game, right? Okay, well, how do we make it so they're actually enjoying sprinting in this game, right? Versus just like, oh, okay, they don't like sprinting, we're going to get rid of sprinting. Because that's the play. But that's not the answer, right? Because you have an idea for your game, you have to stick to the direction of your game while also making adjustments for the players. That's what he's talking about right now. And the moment a developer just starts saying yes to everything the player thinks is the right move is the moment the game starts losing direction and falling apart, boys. I'm just that's just how it goes, right? But if to not listen at all is to lose is also it's dense, dude. You have to listen and be able to then direct the feedback is what he's getting at. Listen, direct the feedback, and push it forward. All right? Bada bing, bada boom. I don't know how to get up here, by the way. This is the last one I want to do for the night, and I have no idea how to get to this objective. Let's start this back up.
Care about and not care about is worth it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
In connection to that, obviously, you know, Bungie spent the last sort of 10 years building a very vibrant community that's, you know, focused on a PvE
right here.
game. And this is obviously very different. What are the things about Marathon that you think will really appeal to a Destiny player, or if any? You know,
I think you're pitching directly to one.
Yeah, exactly right.
Well,
sell me. You know?
It's really interesting. I do think that so. There's a couple things that I think on the baseline appeal from Destiny's side. Like I'll be honest. One is probably just the gunplay. Like Bungie's very much like got a long-term legacy of sort of building this very action kind of good feel touch. Both works on controller, mouse, and keyboard kind of gameplay that works for FPSs, right?
True.
And I think as we were building it, we were really trying to like make sure that that part was incorporated well, even as we tuned it to make sure it kind of fit a variety of scenarios inside of our game. So that's number one. Number two, I think, I think Destiny players do enjoy a good sort of puzzle, if that makes sense.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
And I think sometimes we invest in sort of some of those puzzles appearing in the way that we sort of deliver content in the game. I will say though that our game is unique, I think, from Destiny in the sense of there's no way to opt out of PvP. So if you're not comfortable with PvP at all, it might be something that's hard for you to overcome, and that's okay. But if you are comfortable with PvP and see it as another source of like interesting tension and pressure inside of the game, and you play Destiny, then this might be the game for you to like sort of make that jump. So yeah.
And just to finish up,
which is
obviously
very
we've done dozens of playtests,
fair,
including one just this past, in the past 2 days. What have you seen?
The way that he kind of maneuvered saying that was very
from people as they're playing through what you've made.
Professional.
I think so much of it is them
it's very annoying how they do
everyone
that.
discovering their own angle of what they love inside of the thing. Like I will say the thing that really energizes me, if you want to know, whenever I go into these things, is like going in there and playing with everybody and just hearing all the crazy chatter that comes from it, right? Like
there was a lot. We were there. There was a lot of it.
Yeah, there's some phrases that are already going around.
Organically come up when you play. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. But it's like nothing is worse in a testing room than a quiet room.
Yes.
That is
like
so
the best
true.
thing in a room is when you just hear a lot of shouting,
that's very
lot of,
true.
like just random like, oh my god, I can't believe that happened, or whatever the case is, right? With just those moments, just it's exciting because people are feeling things. They're feeling things and they're sort of reacting to things and they're caring about.
I'm with it. Oh, let's go! We actually got a solid weapon.
That is an amazing feeling because you spend a lot of time crafting experiences and especially with PvP experiences, they tend to be more open. So you hope that they discover the moments where all those things converge and happen, and when you see it happening a lot, then you get super excited. So I mean, that is the fuel that's sort of firing me right now. But
yeah.
True.
Well,
True, boys.
yeah, we really appreciate being out here and getting the chance to play it, and really appreciate your time. Obviously, it's been a huge 2 days for you, and you must be exhausted. And this is at 5 o'clock, the last interview of the day. So
this is the guy. This is the guy that runs his freaking yapper.
This area is safe.
Yikes, dude. That's a yikes, boys. So let's go ahead and I'll go ahead and prep up, because I like to go ahead and get my weapons and my loadout set up for the next session. So I'm gonna go ahead and strip this gun down. What is it? F for? I know they have like 3 different visual systems on stripping weapons down and take them apart. Mods. We'll go ahead and attach a skin to it. Sure, why not? We'll put copper glitch on it. Whoa. Get a red dot on that thing. A little better accuracy. Reload or magazine. We're going to go magazine size for now. It doesn't seem like the ladder is actually very good currently. And something that's already has the... That's for the other gun. And stability? I think stability will be better on this weapon, so we'll switch. We'll take that off the other. And then I'm going to go ahead and... I'll go ahead and dismantle that. Get the materials from it. What's the deadly talent is on this weapon? Crit hits you 50. Ooh, that's hot, boys. Damage is increased by 10 meters when... That's kind of whack, actually. But weapons at 3,400 and enemy armor damage goes up with that. So that's fine. We can let it ride. We can let it ride. What's that? Just raw skill power goes up. Crit damage or skill power. They're both level 9. We're gonna go. This increases our overall toughness by a lot. We're gonna go with this, and it also increases our XP per kill. I mean, we just get tankier. That's fine. We're gonna ride that. We're gonna ride that, boys. Like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and go through our gear, and I'm gonna let this ride for a minute while he finishes. While I'm going through gear.
All the best.
Yeah,
and
good luck
look
on
forward
launch.
to checking in the future.
Oh, thank you so much, and I really appreciate all of you coming out. I know it can be a lot of work to like just come out here and hang out and sort of like actually listen to all of our presentations and see all the gameplay, but you've been delightful. So thank you so much for coming out.
You heard that, everybody. He said we're great.
Delightful.
They are delightful. I don't know. You guys think this is all just like personas? No, they're actually good people in real life. So yeah.
All right, thank you again.
All right, take it easy.
Okay, dude.
I've told this story many times, but I bought my mother-in-law a pair of Raycons because she's a bit older and she'd never had a pair of earbuds before. And, you know, she didn't need like fucking a pair of earbuds worth like hundreds of dollars or whatever. She just needed a simple pair of earbuds that did the job reliably. And she's been using Raycons now for like 2 years or
Wow,
whatever or
Raycon
more,
ad,
and she loves
boys.
them.
All right.
Doing this episode.
Not a bad place. I would say that's a pretty solid place to end it, boys. We got to
We are
listen to the
back.
podcast.
Thank you to Joe
talk
for that
about
interview.
upcoming things, game stuff.
Definitely interesting
I
to
love,
hear.
boys, I love
from,
talking about.
I guess from the horse's mouth, like what Bungie is thinking, what they're going for with this game. So now
I love
that
talking
we've
about
talked it out,
and
top
listening
level, what
to
it
different
is.
game
I
conversations
think it's
that are going on.
good to just dive right into real temperature check. For me personally, I think it, and again, I'm talking as like a Destiny novice
Exit game.
but as someone who has jumped in periodically throughout its life cycles.
Let me go ahead and switch us
to
over.
me, it feels like Destiny 1 at launch. Where
All right, here we go. Boys, have a good rest of your night. Thanks for everybody stopping by. Like I said, you know what we're playing tomorrow night. I'm going to go ahead and pregame download Half Sword. I'm going to go ahead and pregame Half Sword, download Half Sword, the demo. It's been installed. It's being installed now. Peace cakes, boys. Until next time.